We're following big breaking news right now. After 30 days on strike, there are major developments in the UAW GM strike. General Motors CEO Mary Barra and President Mark Reyes take a seat at the bargaining table. We'll tell you why this is significant. Also breaking at this hour, a future up in the air. The new twist in a mother's fight to keep her son on life support. Plus, we're tracking rain for you this afternoon as all eyes are on the skies and 4 live radar. Meteorologist Brandon Rue will have a look at the wet weather and when it will impact you.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news in the UAW GM strike. Tom Sir Show here at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. After 30 days on strike, there's some major developments. Local 4 News has confirmed General Motors leadership has paid a visit to the national contract talks at the Renson today. And this could signal a tentative agreement. Local 4 business editor Rob Maloney joining us live now in Romulus this afternoon to break down what we know and what this could signal, Rod.
Well, you know, Evrod, here's the thing. I want to be very clear here. There is no tentative agreement, all right? But that said, Mary Barra, GM CEO, President Mark Reyes were in the negotiations this morning. They went down, paid a visit to the negotiators. Now, it is highly unusual for this to happen, and even when it does, they don't do any negotiating. It's obvious that they were there to try and push this thing over the end, over the line, the goal line, and end this 30-day long strike. Mary Barra's appearance would make it the second time in a week she's personally involved herself in these negotiations. The last time was last Wednesday to exhort the UAW to counter a GM offer. That counter came on Friday. On the picket line in Romulus, where Local 163 has its members walking the gate outside Romulus Powertrain, this is welcome news, especially to longtime veteran Dwayne Winter.
Oh, I'm holding hope. Everybody wants to go to work. You just want to be, treated decently. That's all. Nobody here wants to become, millionaires or anything like that. We want to make a living,
There is another significant signal negotiators may be on the doorstep of a deal. Last night, this letter went out to UAW local presidents to fly or drive to Detroit for a meeting Thursday at 10:30 a.m. for an update at the Renson. They make up the subcouncil, which decides whether to accept the tentative agreement. And while there is no TA yet, and these meetings usually are called after a TA, it leads former GM negotiator and labor analyst Dr. Arthur Schwartz to consider multiple options about what's going on here.
The optimistic me hopes that they're near a settlement and they're bringing them in to give them what the settlement is. But it could be some other things too. They could be close but off on some issues, and they want to find out if the chairman and presidents think they can sell what they've got so far to the membership.
So that leaves the possibility of getting to a tentative agreement between now and say Thursday morning at 10:30 a.m. And there is that possibility that we could see marathon negotiations between now and then. Reporting live in Romulus, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Alrighty, Rod, thank you for the update there. The other big breaking story that we're following this afternoon, a future up in the air. The new twist in a mother's fight to keep her son on life support. Who you're looking at is Bobby Reyes and his mother, Sarah Jones. Our Paula Tutman joining us live this afternoon with a look at what happened in the courtroom in the fight to keep this child on life support, and now why the child's fate is now even more uncertain, Paula.
Yeah, so let me tell you what's going on right now. Sarah Jones is reporting that second test to confirm brain activity, or I should say lack of brain activity in Bobby Reyes, is already underway. This is what the family has been fighting all along. Their attorney is on his way to Detroit right now to try to file yet one more injunction, one more restraining order to keep the hospital from doing that test, which is already underway, and also removing life support. And all of this after a Washtenaw County court judge today said case dismissed. Both sides met in court today. The question, after suffering an asthma attack and cardiac arrest on 9/11 and being placed on advanced life support at Mott Children's in Ann Arbor, is Bobby receiving artificial life or true life support? Yesterday, you'll remember Michigan Medical filed 40 pages of a response that says it is inappropriate to keep the child on life support, that he was declared brain dead September 25th with no brain function, activity, or brainstem activity. Today, both parties met in court, and the case was dismissed on a technicality. Now, there are three separate tracks that need to be followed. One is the technicality, the mistake the first attorney made in filing a restraining order in the wrong court. Washtenaw Circuit Court is the place of the original filing, but because University of Michigan Hospital System is considered a government agency, the proper court would have been the Court of Claims.
We're going to file something quickly, get it filed within the hour, and hope that the Court of Claims will give us a chance.
The second track is that Mott Children's now has the ability to remove advanced life support anytime after a second confirmation test is performed that proves the first diagnosis of legal death. Thus far, the family has not allowed that second test to occur.
That's just where they try to call his time of death, and we're not agreeing to it because we know he's not brain dead.
The third track is what the family says are three outside medical professionals, one of which they say examined Bobby last night and claims, quote, he has a chance at life. The family and their attorneys say that it is an uphill battle, but they will continue to fight. So you can see right outside Mott Children's, you have a group of supporters. These are people who've met this family. Many of them met them on Facebook. They've become staunch supporters. They're now holding up signs asking the hospital to please stop whatever it is that they're doing. Here is the collision, and that is the family's attorney is on his way to Detroit right now to file that paperwork. The hospital is already performing that last and very critical second brain activity test, and it'll take at least 48 hours for this family to even get any sort of relief from that Court of Claims anyway. Again, the hospital is already performing that test. I have asked for a statement from the hospital. They are working on it. We will get it to you as soon as we have it, Evrod. It's a lot to unpack, but it's all very, very important.
All righty, Paula, thank you for the update. Let's turn to the forecast now and the anticipated rain heading our way. Chilly outside right now. Brandon Rue tracking it all for us. Brandon?
Well, we've recovered, Evrod, from 20s and 30s this morning, and here at noon, 57 at Metro, so we're up a good 20 degrees from where we started, almost 60 in Monroe. It's middle 50s for the most part, a nice warming wind. It gets a little breezy or gusty at times, maybe 15 to 20, 25 miles an hour, trying to warm us up and trying to steer the clouds and the rain away. So we will get into the lower 60s, maybe a few of you seeing middle 60s, but through the mid-late afternoon, more and more clouds start pouring in ahead of the rainmaker that we see. Rain, maybe isolated clap of thunder, your best window for wet weather. Not until 9 o'clock tonight, 9 p.m. through about 3 or 4 in the morning. More changes after that, Evrod, coming up.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. People living in the city of Monroe are being alerted to boil their water because of a loss of water pressure. Now, the alert affects people in the city of Monroe, and that pressure loss allowed bacteria to get into the water system. Water should be boiled for at least a minute and then cooled before drinking, cooking, or brushing your teeth. The city hopes to lift that boil water alert by Thursday. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Turning now to the latest in the impeachment inquiry in Washington. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State George Kent arrived on Capitol Hill this morning to testify behind closed doors before House impeachment investigators. George Kent is a career Foreign Service officer and has served since 1992. His current responsibilities make him the top State Department official for Eurasia, including Ukraine. Kent was the #2 ranking diplomat in the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine from 2015 to 2018. He reportedly raised alarms within the State Department about the activities of Rudy Giuliani in Ukraine. And new developments in the impeachment investigation this afternoon. A congressional committee is weighing whether to question former National Security Advisor John Bolton as part of its inquiry. This all comes after damning testimony from a former Russia advisor.
What's your message to congressional investigators today?
Fiona Hill testifying for nearly 10 hours behind closed doors on Capitol Hill, providing House Democrats with more information for their impeachment inquiry into President Trump's Ukraine scandal.
When witnesses actually just show up, it advances our investigation. The arrows continue to point in just one direction.
The president's former top Russia advisor telling Congress she raised red flags, concerned about wrongdoing in U.S. foreign policy toward Ukraine. One of her biggest issues, Trump's personal attorney Rudy Giuliani's involvement. And she reportedly shared other concerns with former National Security Advisor John Bolton, sources telling CNN. Hill describing a meeting attended by Bolton and U.S. Ambassador to the European Union Gordon Sondland, the meeting on July 10th, just 15 days before Trump's phone call with Ukraine's president. A source telling CNN, Hill said Sondland discussed investigations at that meeting, interpreted as a reference to President Trump's call to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son. Hill discussing what she called a rogue operation carried out by Sondland and acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney. A source telling CNN, she said Bolton characterized it as being like a drug deal, urging Hill to report the July meeting to the National Security Council's attorney. In another conversation, a source familiar with the testimony says Hill claimed Bolton expressed disregard for Giuliani. As first reported by the New York Times, Bolton describing him as a hand grenade who's going to blow everybody up. Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin slamming Giuliani's actions, saying he's working against the State Department.
Rudy Giuliani has clearly been a leading force for the administration in defining a shadow foreign policy in Ukraine.
House Republicans taking President Trump's lead, focusing on attacking House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff's handling of the impeachment inquiry.
Yeah, this was another day in Adam Schiff's kangaroo court. The Democrats should provide Republicans and the president exactly what they would insist if the roles were reversed.
And sources say Michael McKinley, a former State Department advisor who resigned last week, will testify tomorrow. Ambassador Sondland scheduled to testify on Thursday. All right, so to come here on Local 4 News at noon, Hunter Biden, son of former Vice President Joe Biden, breaks his silence. You'll hear what he has to say about his role on the board of a Ukrainian gas company, the role that inadvertently led to the impeachment inquiry.